Introducing veteran international real estate investment expert, author, and speaker, Adiel Gorel.
Real estate tips, investment strategies, wealth building tips, retirement riches, all right here with Adiel Gorel.
Okay, so a question that I get a lot, and it makes a lot of sense. You talk so much about the 30-year fixed rate loan and why it's good and how it never changes with inflation, the payment never changes, even though in 16 years it might just be enough to buy dinner for two. The loan balance never changes with inflation, even though it constantly goes down, with amortization, principal payments. Lovely, wonderful gift, financial future is all set. But what about the 15-year loan? Isn't the 15-year loan better? Hey, me who is asking the question, who is asking, am 55 years old. What? 30 years? 85? Are you crazy? 15. I'm going to get a 15-year loan. Well, I'm going to ask you a couple of questions. We'll talk about it both logically and strategically. First, I'll start off by saying, can you pay off a 30-year loan in 15? The answer is yes, you can. How? You make a slightly bigger principal payment, not really a lot, and bingo, you paid the 30-year loan in 15. By the way, can you pay the 30-year loan in 16 or 14 or 11 or yes, anytime between 0 and 30. Now, next question. Can you pay off the 15-year loan in 30 years? The answer to that question is no, you cannot. You can only pay off the 15-year loan at any time between 0 and 15. So, when you get a 15-year loan, you are stuck at the higher payment of the 15-year schedule, and you never have the flexibility. Suppose in the future something happens, a recession, a job loss, a tragedy in the family, hell, whatever. Isn't it good to be able to revert to the low monthly payment of the 30-year schedule rather than being forced to pay the higher payment of the 15? That is one aspect of what I said. The other one, I take great pains to explain how inflation becomes your best friend. When someone gives you a fixed rate loan, inflation becomes your BFF. It goes to work. It erodes the real value of the loan all the time. As I said before, 16 years, maybe you can just buy dinner for two for what you're paying for the monthly payment, PI, principal and interest. So if inflation is your best friend, why not let inflation do the job? Why do you want to cut it off at the knees and pay it off shorter? Inflation will pay it for you anyway. So look at the beauty of 30 versus 15. You have the lower payment, lower payment, lower payment, and then when 15 years go by, you look at the 30-year loan. Yes, it has 15 years left on it, but it looks like a joke. In most cases, at that point, the loan could be only maybe 20% of the value of the house. Negligible. And I tell the stories of the person who bought 10 homes, got a 30-year fixed rate loan on each one of them, visited them in 14 years, let's say. And so, oh my God, my loans are only 22% of the value of my homes. He sold 2 homes, paid the capital gains, used the proceeds to pay off the other 8, and lo and behold, 8 free and clear homes, retired powerfully and nicely, and he paid 30-year schedule all the time, letting inflation do the heavy lifting. But then I get the following question. But I read in a book, and the book is called The Banker's Secret, that if I get a 30-year loan, I will pay hundreds of thousands of dollars in interest. And if I get a 15-year loan, I will save hundreds of... Oh, okay, I understand. So I don't want to use harsh language to describe the people who wrote these books, although I have a pretty succinct way of referring to them, which boils down to one word, which I will not mention. But here is one little tiny thing that they forgot. They forgot about the time value of money. So some of those hundreds of thousands of dollars in interest that you save are from 27 years from now, 29 years from now. They are pennies in today's money. If you bring it all back to the present value, and remember, you go to Whole Foods today and you buy an organic avocado for $2.25, in 14 years, you know it's going to be more than $4, right? So you bring it, all these hundreds of thousands into the present, and it goes away. That's why also it makes no sense to do the bi-weekly mortgage. No, just let inflation do the job. But many of my listeners, and maybe of my talkers, and maybe of my viewers are people from Silicon Valley, as am I. So let's just go with plain logic that requires no knowledge. Let's assume for a second that we decide that 15 years is better than 30. Well, by the same logic, 10 years would be better than 15, wouldn't it? Absolutely. By the same logic, 5 would be better than 10. Completely, same logic. Same logic, 1 would be better than 5. Carrying on with the same logic, buy cash, 0, no loans. Now, is that good utilization of your money? Even Warren Buffett said, I'm never putting more than 20% down. Why? Can't he afford to? He can, but he's too smart not to let inflation do the work. Now let's take it from the other direction. Let's assume that 30 years is better. Well, is 40 years better than 30 then? Yes, it is. You can pay the 40-year loan in 30, 15, 9, 11, 27.652, whatever you want. 40 is better than 30. The payment is lower. Inflation gets more of a chance to do its job. And after 15 years, it's going to look like a joke anyway. Let's continue. Is 50 better than 40? Absolutely it is. You can pay it off in 30, 15, 1, 2, 41. The payments are super low. Inflation does the trick. And 15 years into the loan, your loan balance is going to be a joke anyway. So is the 100-year loan better? Absolutely. If they were giving 100-year loans, I would be the first in line. A 100-year loan is really close to what we call an interest-only loan. The principal portion is going to be so small that you're mostly paying interest. Interest, I know, I read in the books. Fat uncle, thin uncle, they told me. No, sorry. Still, after 14, 15, 16 years, it's going to look like a joke. And you can always pay it off in 30 years or 15 or 20. The 30-year loan is the loan to get, no matter how you slice it. Now, people come to me with the following question. But when I get a 15-year loan, I get an interest rate that is better by 0.375% or something like this. You know what? Let them have it. It's not worth the unbelievable loss in flexibility. Thanks for joining me today. Click the subscribe button for more video on real estate. Got a question or comment? I love questions and comments. Leave yours below. And here's another video you've got to see.